Hey guys, what's up? I am back with a brand new video. So it's time to do a PUBG test between the iPhone 14 Pro Max versus the Oneplus 10 Pro. And the Oneplus 10 Pro is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 SoC with Adreno 730 GPU. Also we have 12 GB of RAM, while on the other hand, iPhone 14 Pro Max has a Apple A16 Bionic SoC with Apple 5-core GPU. Again, we have a 6 GB of RAM. So on the back, we have a triple cameras on both these devices, and both phones has a 48 megapixel main sensor on the back, f1.8 aperture. We have a optical image separation versus a sensor shift optical image separation on the 14 Pro Max. And the back on both phones is made up of glass. We have a dual ion glass with the iPhone versus a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus with the OnePlus. So the frame of the OnePlus is made up of aluminium, while iPhone has a stainless steel frame. So now let's talk about the displays between these two devices. So iPhone 14 Pro Max has a 6.7 inch Full HD Plus Super Retina XDR OLED display with LTPO 120Hz refresh rate. Also we have HDR10 Plus support with the Dolby Vision, while on the other hand, OnePlus 10 Pro has a 6.7 inch Quad HD Plus AMOLED with LTPO 2 120Hz refresh rate. Also we have a HDR10 Plus support. Also we have a 2000 nits of max brightness, while the OnePlus has a 1300 nits of max brightness. So the display is much brighter on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Also on the top we have a pill shape cutout versus a punch hole on the left hand side, and OnePlus also give you a curved display which you don't find on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Flat display, it is more handy in my opinion. So the battery percentage on both phones, we have a 72% on the iPhone versus a 57% on the OnePlus. And the OnePlus has a 5000 mAh battery size with 80 watt fast charging support, while the iPhone 14 Pro Max has a 4323 mAh battery size with a 20 watt fast charging support. No charger in the box with the iPhone. So guys, in this video I'm gonna show you how is the gaming performance of the iPhone 14 Pro Max versus the OnePlus 10 Pro. So without any wasting time, now let's quickly opening up the PUBG Mobile on both phones. So Apple A16 versus Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which is not the latest SoC from Snapdragon, but still we will see the performance of the OnePlus. So iPhone 14 Pro Max is done. As you can see, OnePlus, it is way behind than the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Now the OnePlus, it is also done. So you can see we have a 5 or 6 second difference between these two devices. So guys, let me show the graphics on both phones. First on the iPhone. So we have a smooth graphics with 90 fps with the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Also we have a ultra audio option. So now let's play on smooth graphics with 90 fps. Also I set the style on the colorful as well. So when you go to the settings, graphics, again we have smooth graphics with extreme frame rate, no 90 fps with the OnePlus. So and that's a big advantage with the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So now let's play on smooth graphics with extreme frame rate on the OnePlus. OnePlus also has a ultra audio option, and both phones also has a stereo speakers. So now let's play first on the iPhone 14 Pro Max in the arena training. Let's see how is the iPhone 14 Pro Max is kind of performing in the arena training. Okay guys, right now we are in the game, and right from the start the gameplay is at 90 fps. And guys, first let me show the gyro on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So here is the gyro works. You can see gyro, it is very responsive, no issue whatsoever, and the gameplay is at 90 fps. And guys, right now I am recording this video in 60 fps, so watch this video in 60 fps. Then you will know the real performance of the 14 Pro Max. You can see so far this phone is performing very solid. That you expect from this phone. You can see the gameplay is very smooth on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So far the iPhone 14 Pro Max is performed excellent. The speakers, it is also one of the best in the smartphone industry. And guys, on speakers it is not as maximum volume. You can see the speakers, it is speaker, it is really loud, really bassy, and the stereo separation also really great. So guys, we are loose. So guys, so what I have to say regarding the performance of the iPhone 14 Pro Max in the linear training, this phone is performing very good. In the 90 fps it is very stable on the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is expected. Let's see the battery percentage. So the battery percentage, it is at 69%, so we have a 3% drop with the linear training. So now let's play on the Oneplus. And Oneplus also has a dual speakers, which is not as loud, not as good as the iPhone 14 Pro Max speakers. So guys, we are in the game. Right from the start, the gameplay is at 60 fps. But first, let me show the gyro on this phone.
Team match, let's go.
Gyro is not working on the Oneplus, I don't know why. And right from the start, the gameplay is not as responsive, not as fluid as the iPhone 14 Pro Max. The speakers, it is also not that much bassy.
Reloading. Expired.
Killing spree for the blue team.
Yes, and guys, also I can feel the difference between 90 fps and 60 fps on the Oneplus. So definitely iPhone, it is a much better device in terms of the gaming wise. But if you like OnePlus, and that's the gameplay that you will get on the OnePlus.
Nice shot. Cover me.
At max volume, you can see speakers, it is not very loud on the OnePlus 10 Pro. And guys, you can see that we are winning on the OnePlus 10 Pro. So guys, all I have to say regarding the performance of the OnePlus 10 Pro, this phone also performing really good. This phone will give you a 60 fps gameplay very easily. Also, now let's see the battery percentage. So battery percentage, it is at 53%, so we have a 5% drop I think on the OnePlus. So now let's play on the iPhone 14 Pro Max in the Sanhok. And guys, I am setting the graphics on HDR Extreme in the Sanhok. So now let's play in the Sanhok. Okay guys, we are in the Sanhok. So right from the start, and the frame rate, it is at 60 fps, as you can see, very smooth. So we can see reflections and shadows. So let's see how is the 14 Pro Max is gonna performing in the Sanhok bootcamp on HDR Extreme settings. So right from the start, the frame rate feels very stable. Let's see we have any lag when we on the airplane. So no frames, jitters that I find.
Not a problem.
Unfortunately, we does not have any FPS meter, but I am recording this video in 60 FPS. Still no FPS drop. You can see very smooth frame rate, and the device does not feel warm. That's a good thing. You can see any frames issues or not. Let's see. Still at 60 FPS, very solid gameplay on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So we have a lot of enemies around us in the boot camp, and the colors looks really good. You can see so guys, we are almost dead. Let's survive a little bit more so I can show you the gameplay. And still the frame rate, it is at 60 FPS. Died as well. Now I am dead. So you can see, so the iPhone 14 Pro Max is perform very good, I would say. In the Sanhok bootcamp, this phone will give you a solid 60 FPS gameplay in the Sanhok bootcamp as well. The battery percentage, it is at 66%. So guys, now let's play on the Oneplus. Now let's play on HDR Extreme on the Oneplus as well. So guys, we are in the Sanhok. The frame rate, it feels pretty smooth, and the display, I would say, looks better on the OnePlus 10 Pro as far as the colors are concerned, much more vibrant. And the frame rate, it is at 60 FPS. Unfortunately, we does not have any FPS meter. So no FPS. So I can see the little FPS drop, little hiccups. So the OnePlus is showing me little jitters, but right now this is not as smooth as the iPhone. Right now we are in the boot camp. So guys, we are in the boot camp. So I can see the frame rate issue. You can see, because and the ping ms, it is not very low, so that is why I feel this little jitters. Because it is not that good on the OnePlus in terms of the bass, in terms of the loudness wise. And the frame rate is, I would say, not at 60 FPS on the OnePlus. I don't know why. So now let's play a little bit more on the OnePlus. Still the FPS, it is not very stable. As you can see, the OnePlus is perform not as good as the iPhone, and the OnePlus is doing okay. So now let's see the battery percentage. So the OnePlus, it is at 49%, so we have a 4% drop on the OnePlus. So the iPhone 14 Pro Max is more better in terms of the battery life as well. The device feels more warmer on the OnePlus as compared to the iPhone. Overall, I have to say regarding the PUBG performance between these two devices, as you can see, iPhone 14 Pro Max and the OnePlus is performed very good in the net running on smooth graphics with 90 FPS on the iPhone versus Extreme on the OnePlus. In the Sanhok bootcamp, then the iPhone 14 Pro Max is performed much more stable, more responsive as compared to the OnePlus. On the OnePlus, we are getting a lot more FPS drop, which I didn't feel on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. In terms of the gaming wise, iPhone 14 Pro Max is the best device in terms of the gaming wise. And that's it for me in this video, and thank you so much for watching this PUBG test between the iPhone 14 Pro Max versus the OnePlus 10 Pro. So do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel for daily tech videos like this, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. And I will see you in my next video. Peace out.